Hey everybody, it's Laurie Blomer here. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025, and I'm here to pull a card for this week for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. If you've been following along, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. Almost every week I pull a card for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. I work with whatever card deck, tarot or oracle, whichever one I feel inspired to work with for the week. And this week, I want to work with a Radiant Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot. Radiant just means it's prettier. The colors are nicer. And it is. I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to share with you what jumps out to me intuitively in terms of the inspiration it gives me for this week and where it prompts me to reflect, to do some self-reflection as well. I encourage you, you're welcome to follow along with me, take my prompts. You are also, but really I encourage you to pay attention to what resonates with you. What jumps out to you is important and significant based on what you know about your week, what you know about what you're working on, the changes you're trying to make in your life and all that sort of stuff. At the end of the day, this is really what it's for. Inspiration and insight to help you make better decisions for yourself and knowing what is in your path, what is really not on your path, who's in your path, who isn't, and just really get in touch with your own internal navigational system. That's the beautiful thing about working with cards. By the way, I'm teaching a one-day tarot class. It's in July. I think it's the third. I should have checked the date before I got on here. It's, I think, on the third Saturday in July. But you're gonna get one of your own tarot decks as part of this, and I'm going to teach you how to recognize the 78 cards and what they stand for, and we're going to practice taking readings. So if you too would like to pull cards, gain better insight on how to work with tarot specifically, that's what that class is all about. So anyway, I've been shuffling as I've been talking. I will shuffle until it feels right, until I feel like I've really connected with the question and really connected with what I'm looking for here, which again is really inspiration and an opportunity for self-reflection for the purpose of personal and spiritual growth. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. And when I feel like I've locked in on those coordinates, I stop and I pull a card. And when I'm standing, which is what I'm doing, I just split the card in two, split the deck in two, whichever card my thumb lands on is the one that I roll with. So here we go. I'm going to go with this card, and the card is the Chariot. So let me just tell you from the get-go, tarot, in case you can't see this already, is loaded with symbolism. Ancient symbolism, esoteric symbolism, religious symbolism. The trick in working with tarot, though, is I don't want you to get all hung up on that. There are literally thousands and thousands upon thousands of books that have been written that do a deep dive on the symbolism of each tarot card. Colors, images, symbols, the position of the characters, and so on. In fact, a lot of people feel intimidated by tarot because they think, I don't understand all that stuff, therefore I can't understand tarot. Not true. Let me just tell you what's at the essence here. If you want to do a deep dive in all the symbolism, we can do that some other day. But for today, I just want you to get the inspiration from this great card. It is Roman numeral number 7. In Roman numerals is an indication that this is from the major arcana. Within tarot, we have the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major, it's 78 card deck. The major arcana are the first 22 cards. They typically, in the standard, the Rider-Waite deck, they have Roman numerals at the top and they will have words at the bottom to indicate what the character or the action of that card is. These are the biggies. These have to do with major crossroads in our life, major stages of growth. The 4 suits are called the minor arcana, and they kind of provide the supporting details. So when this comes up, it's a biggie. It's Roman numeral 7, and in numerology, that is the number of growth and learning. Well, specifically learning. So research, analysis, learning of any kind, learning curves, taking a class, mysticism, self-reflection. That is all under the umbrella of 7. Ultimately, 7 is the number of seeking the truth. So that's something that you might take as inspiration. The other thing about the Chariot is that there are 2 cards in the major arcana that have to do with movement, moving your life forward. One is called the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune has more to do with good timing, log jams being over, things finally start moving as if that there's divine timing on our side. The Chariot is the other card that has to do with movement, and the Chariot has to do with our hard work, our due diligence, our perseverance, tenacity, all that sort of stuff moving forward. In other words, it has to do with hard work paying off. You notice we have the two sphinxes there. One is white, one is black. I always think of white and black in tarot as sort of a balance. You can look at it as a yin and yang. You could also look at it as just things in balance. But he represents somebody who's learned some things. He is a mature enough adult to now learned a number of things and learned how to apply them in his life. So let me just say, generally speaking, that's what this card is about. It's about your hard work, due diligence, and so on paying off. Perseverance, work ethic, all those types of things. So I would look at the encouragement, the self-reflection to gain from the message of the Chariot, and the self-reflection and inspiration to really be about your hard work paying off. What you've learned, again, number 7, and how that's paying off and how you were able to navigate difficult situations, move your life forward because you've encountered a number of things through your life experience to sort of know, well, I had a plan A and I think I can figure out plan B. And if I need a plan C, I probably have some idea of how to pursue that. You have options because you've learned a lot, done a lot along your way in order to be able to move yourself forward. So this is really a positive card. And I would look at it that way. My hard work's paying off. Keep working, keep learning, be resourceful when you hit log jams or stuck spots in your life based on what you know, the resources that you have, the connections that you now have as a mature adult. But you can keep moving and it's paying off. So there you go. So there's your inspiration for the week. Again, you're welcome to take a deep dive in this. If you take my tarot class, we're going to talk about the Chariot and we will talk about some of the symbolism in here so I can give you more of that context. But again, I don't want that to get in the way of you understanding the key message of this card. You're welcome to take my inspiration. You're welcome to also just sort of take a look at anything else that jumps out to you visually on the card that really speaks to you personally, independently of anything I'm saying. So there you go. I'm going to be sending this out, excuse me, if not later today, then Monday morning. Sorry, allergies. It's going to include additional contacts, bells and whistles that I'm going to share around the messaging of this card. It will also include Heather Coletti's astrological view for the week and how the Chariot works with the energies of this week. So there you have it. I hope you have an inspired week. My name is Laurie Blomer. My website's laurieblomer.com. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. Would love to work with you. And again, I hope you have a really inspired week. Thanks for watching.